Good afternoon from Tampa, Florida, where today the Green Bay Packers go against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hello, everyone. I'm Don Criqui with Johnny Unitas. The Packers and the Bucs met in the preseason. You recall that Green Bay lost that game 10-7, but Tampa Bay has yet to win in the National Football League regular season in 19 games under John McKay. I think he's feeling some pressure down here. He wants to win very badly. He thinks he can get it today.
They have a real fine defense that Green Bay will have to face. They're 3-4 with the Selman brothers, Dave Pierre over the middle. They did not play well last week, which enabled Seattle to beat them.
Now, the Packers are much better than a 1-4 record. Their coach, Bart Starr, says to win regularly, we have to have consistency. Mistakes have cost the Pack football games.
Well, they have played consistent football defensively, Donald, but offensively they leave an awful lot to be desired.
Now we have the two teams coming out onto the playing field, a natural grass field here at Tampa Stadium, an excellent field. The Green Bay Packers to your left, wearing the white jerseys, yellow hats, yellow pants. They'll be receiving to start the game as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are now 0-19 in the National Football League since they came into the league as an expansion team a season ago. The ball teed up. Green will hit the ball, and going back deep now for the Green Bay Packers, as the deep man in the receiving alignment is Steve Odom. There is Dave Green ready to kick it off. Excellent day for football. Oh, John, this wind could be a factor.
The wind coming out.
The gusting.
Keeps the nose of the ball down a little bit. Other than that, I don't think it'll be too much of a factor, Donald.
Odom takes the ball in his end zone and wisely elects not to bring it out as Green hit it 8 yards deep into the end zone. There's a gusting wind. It's very difficult to really tell where it's coming at. That was obviously behind the football, and there is the offensive line of the Packers. Mark Concar is going to be an all-pro one day. Excellent left tackle. Steve Knutson in there with him. The Packers are playing with some wounded men out there, and there's the wide men, Bataha and Odom. Rich McGeorge will be the tight end. Bataha comes out way wide to the right. Lynn Dickey at quarterback. Barty Smith is one set back. Willard Harrell is starting at the other, and Smith goes to the run right away, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers shut it down quickly. Green Bay is only averaging 2.9 yards per rush, and it's very difficult to win unless you can control the ball with a better average than that.
An interesting point, talking to Coach Zeke Bukowski this morning. Zeke said that they have taken the duties of calling the plays away from Len Dickey. They will be called by Zeke Bukowski and Coach Bart Starr on the sideline. It's not a slap on the hand to him. It's just a matter that they would rather get some of the things done they want to do and do more repetition of them.
Packers. Penalty marker did not go down. Looked like there might be motion. Here is a swing pass. Willard Harrell has the football on a first down. He is across the 35. And Willard Harrell dances out and gets out of bounds out across the 40 to the 41. One official went to his hip like he was going for the yellow flag. The Packers started to move. Then they got back in their set in time. Watch this now, John.
Nothing surprising about that. Just putting a good offensive back on a linebacker, as you saw. He picked the ball, made some good yardage. Harrell, who last year led Green Bay in rushing last season, has not gained more than 53 yards in his last 13 ball games. So he's really not having a good year.
Right now, they come out quickly. The Packers get the big game. The ball is spotted just short of the 40. Second back through is Willard Harrell running hard into that 3-4 Tampa Bay defense. Willard Harrell is knocked down after a pickup of 2, perhaps 3 yards. The last 2 years, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had the #1 selection in the NFL draft. Their first pick in their rookie season was, of course, the great Leroy Selman out of Oklahoma. He's number 63. Plays the defensive right end. He is outstanding. And, of course, last year, finishing with the 0-14 record, they got the #1 pick again. They went for Ricky Bell, a Southern California running back who's been out much of the season with a shoulder problem. He is expected back today. There's no score in the first quarter. Lynn Dickey takes a look deep. Leroy Selman can't get him, and now Barty Smith gets the ball and bucks inside the 30. Barty Smith in a foot race is tripped up at the 14-yard line. Coming down to catch him from behind was Curtis Jordan, but the Packers open it up, sending wide receivers to either side. Then the big back swings over the middle and is wide open.
Adam, just take a look at it. Play deserves another look. The fine throw by Dickey. Barty Smith going right down between linebackers. As you see, the throw by Len Dickey right between 2 linebackers. Barty Smith picks it up, picks up some good yardage. It's 1st and 10 for Green Bay on the 15.
So now the Packers are mounting a challenge early in the first quarter with no score. The temperature is about 72 degrees. The Packers are moving into a gusting wind. But Dickey has hit both his throws into it. Second back through is Willard Harrell. He is hit hard by the middle guard, Dave Pear, and knocked back. Council Rudolph, Dave Pear, and Leroy Selman are the defensive front three of Tampa Bay. David Lewis, Dewey Selman, Cecil Johnson, and Richard Wood. The four-man backup men at the linebacking positions, Jarris White, Mike Washington at the corners. Curtis Jordan and Cedric Brown are the safeties for Tampa Bay, a team that has been applauded for its defensive effort until last week. And the Buccaneers gave up 30 points in losing at Seattle. Second and 9. Packers having trouble running on first down straight ahead, but they've thrown the ball well. And here's Lynn Dickey taking a look again, swings it out. Quick pass goes to Vataha. And he is down inside the 10, close to the 8-yard line. Randy Vataha on a quick out to the little wide receiver, gets the ball and dances in for yardage.
Actually, it was a quick out. It was supposed to be a quick screen with the with a tackle and a guard pulling to the outside. Vataha elected to go downfield instead of coming up behind his offensive interference.
We have 11:40 to play in the first quarter here at Tampa Bay Stadium. The Green Bay Packers, after taking the opening kickoff and starting out from their 20-yard line, have advanced the ball now down to the 9-yard line. Actually, about almost to the 8. On 3rd and 4, they go to the draw. There's a free football out there. Willard Harrell falls on it. Well, there is the inconsistency that Coach Bart Starr has lamented as the Packers can't make it work, and now they send their field goal unit out, and Willard Harrell is down. That one just didn't work. We'll look at it again here, John.
Take a look at the draw here by Willard Harrell. Very fine play.
Dave Pear threw him down.
Right, and when he threw him down, he popped the ball up, but the ball came right back down to his arms again. He may have got hit twice on that.
Now Chester Markall is in to try the field goal attempt for Green Bay. He is 4 for 6 so far this year, as Willard Harrell is still down on the field with 11:14 to play in the first quarter. On August 20th, these two teams met. It was Tampa Bay's first victory as they beat the Packers in preseason play 10-7. Not shortly thereafter, they also beat the Baltimore Colts, did Tampa, 14-0. So they've got some ability. They're well overdue.
Got bad seats. What? Yeah, I don't know who he's trying to holler at. Picking the wrong guy if he is.
We're happy to report that Willard Harrell walked off the field under his own power, and he was incensed about something. They wouldn't had a break away from the guys trying to help him off. He's pointing at one of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Looked like Dave Pear. I admire his courage, but his judgment's kind of off right there.
Here's a 31-yard attempt by Markall. He's into the ball nicely into the wind, but he is wide to the left. So Chester Markall hitting the football into a gusting, swirling wind cannot make it work. The Packer drive, which included 3 for 3 passing by Lynn Dickey for 68 yards, comes up dry. And on the touchback, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go on offense first and 10 at their 20. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the National Football League is prohibited. Gary Huff, the former Chicago Bear, as the quarterback, pitches back to Anthony Davis. And the running back out of Southern California, John McKay, has 7 former USC players in his roster here at Tampa Bay. Rips off a gainer for about 5 yards. Here is the offensive setup for the Tampa Bay team. That has been their biggest problem. They haven't gotten offensive blocking. John McKay, the coach's son, is on one flank as a wide receiver. Morris Owens is the other. And there are the backs. Jimmy DeBose is starting at fullback. We should see Ricky Bell, though. He's been out for 3 games with a deep shoulder bruise, but Bell worked out hard this week and is in uniform. It is 2nd and 5 now. Handoff right up the middle, and the Packers shut it down. Running with the ball was Ed Williams, who came in, alternating at fullback with DeBose, and Williams got out across the 25-yard line. They'll mark him at the 27. It brings up a 3rd down and 3. Packers have problems on defense. Very fine outside linebacker Gary Weaver is out, knee trouble. Also out of this game is Dave Roller, who has a torn muscle in his calf. So at the moment, we have Mike Butler, Clarence Williams, Dave Purifori, and Bob Barber across the defensive front of Green Bay. Toner, Carter, and Carr back the line as Huff puts it up. Throws into coverage. Let's see if that ball might have been caught. Apparently it was. This guy caught 9 last week against Seattle, Morris Owens. A very fleet wide receiver from Arizona State.
And his offensive line doing a fine job of protecting again, as they did all last week. There's the throw to Morris Owens, a fine reception by Morris Owens. John, last week the offensive line did a fine job for Gary Huff, protecting and opening some holes up for Anthony Davis as well.
Willie Buchanan and M.C. McCoy are at the corners for Green Bay. Steve Luke and Johnny Gray are the guards. Here is the pitch back. Second back is Anthony Davis. And the Packers knocked him down hard. The big defensive play there was made by number 70, Bob Barber. He shot through and held up Anthony Davis, and then Fred Carr leveled him. But Barber had the primary hit, and so the Buccaneers lose a yard and a half on the play. Will make it 2nd and 12. Roller is out at left tackle. He is not in uniform, out with a strained calf muscle. Toner starting for Weaver at one linebacker. Carter and Carr the other two. Clarence Big Cat Williams is playing the left tackle, number 83. In motion goes DeBose. First back through up the middle is Anthony Davis, the man who was runner-up in the Heisman Trophy balloting, then signed to play in Canada. He gets ahead for not very much. Got back the lost yardage on his previous carry, so it'll be 3rd down and 10 now for Tampa Bay.
I think Green Bay is going to have to be concerned about Anthony Davis going wide, and they have to remember that Anthony Davis also can throw the football, especially coming back to his left side.
That's right. He can put it up. He was a high school quarterback and a Major League Baseball prospect as a shortstop, so he's got the good arm. It is 3rd down and 10, and Tampa Bay is going to do anything they can to pull a football game out here. Here comes Johnny Gray on the blitz, and Huff wisely dumps the ball off. Packers throwing some change-ups. Fred Carr says, hey, that's a free football back there, but it was a forward pass. As Huff saw the blitz coming, both safeties were coming.
Both of them were coming. I guess he did not have a chance to audibilize and get out of it, and he did the wise thing, just throw the football away as to come up with a sack and lose some yardage. Dave
Green is now in the game to punt for Tampa Bay. He'll be punting with that wind behind him. We have 7:48 to play in the first quarter. There's no score. The Packers went 68 yards their first possession, but could not put up points as a 31-yard field goal by Mark Hall was wide. Now they'll get it back. Harrell moves up to the football. The wind takes it way downfield. Willard Harrell has a problem, and down he goes right where he fielded the ball at the 23-yard line. And so the Packers will go on offense for a second time here in the first quarter. We have a timeout on the field with 7:39 to play in the first quarter, and the score remains the Packers nothing, the Buccaneers nothing.
Yeah, put ISO on Odom on his first play. 84, I think, or 86. 86.
We don't have boxing next week? I don't have the right copy for that. Okay, I got it now. I got it. Some wild action coming up next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular at 3:30 Central Time, including the World Motorcycle Jumping Championships. Some daredevils will be going after things like leaps of 100 feet over 20 cars, and then they'll up it to 110 feet over 22 cars. for a lot of prize money. That's next Saturday at 3:30 Central Time on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Packers go to the run. Eric Torkelson in the backfield gets the football and gets it out across the 25-yard line. He picked up about 3 yards. It'll be second down, a long 7 for Green Bay. John, what do you think so far? The Packers have been quite predictable on first down. They like to run the ball. They've really opened up their passing game, at least so far in the first quarter.
Well, so far the coaches right now are calling the plays, and I'm sure they want to get some repetition and try to establish that ground game. Most coaches, most teams in the National Football League now like to play the go with the run and establish that ground game first before they do anything else.
Dickey puts it up on the run, and going for the football and unable to hold on for Green Bay was Ali Smith, wide receiver out of Tennessee State. Cedric Brown was covering. Let's watch the good coverage.
There's a rollout by Dickey to the right. You see the linebackers dropping back, getting in the way of the offensive receivers. Fine defensive play by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they have been playing extremely good defensive secondary-wise. They have already had 8 interceptions this year, when last year for the whole season they only had 9.
Interceptions have been a problem for Lynn Dickey, though. Green Bay's been picked off 10 times in the first 5 games this season. But he's not shy today, gunning it right up the middle again, and he's got Eric Torkelson, who's out across the 35-yard line for a first down. Apparently, we're getting a revolve where the safeties are rolling out to double up on the wide receivers of Green Bay, and that middle is wide open, and the Green Bay backs are just beating the Tampa Bay linebackers.
What we're getting down there, Donald, is a double zone coverage by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the backs are coming out or playing one-on-one on the linebackers, as you see right here. Torkelson coming down underneath the fullback who goes to the outside, and sort of a type of a pick play, which are able to pick up the first down.
So the Packers pitch it back now. And again, Tampa Bay knocks down the run quite nicely. Mike Washington came across to make the hit on Willard Harrell.
Interesting statistic on Dickey, and he has only won 7 of his 24 starting assignments. Not a very good average.
There is Bart Starr looking on with Zeke Bratkowski and Bill Curry. Second down and about 11 now, just over 10 for the Green Bay Packers. Dickey takes a deep drop, good pass blocking, gets it away, but a penalty marker's down as he hits Eric Torkelson. And Torkelson is out across the 45 and close to another first down, but we'll have to see what the call is because Selman was coming hard and he might have been held. Dave Lewis, another Southern California linebacker, the number 2 draft choice of Tampa Bay in the last draft, was the man who made the hit. So we have here, John, it's in the Green Bay backfield. The Packers are opening up their passing game. Dickey has been very effective throwing the ball, particularly to his backs. They got an overmatch there. The Green Bay backs are able to beat the Tampa Bay linebackers, at least so far. We still have no score on the board with 5:30 to play in the first quarter.
Now, where the backs are doing, the linebackers are dropping deep, and the backs are coming across the face of the defense, catching the ball in front of the linebackers. Linebackers are going to have to hold before dropping back. Watch those backs coming out of the field. They're just a little too anxious to help back deep in the secondary.
Apparently the call is going to be against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It'll be declined.
Side, defense, decline, first down.
There you have it, Dick Jorgensen, the referee. It was offside against Tampa Bay, and so the Pack gets the big gainer to Torkelson, and again they move on. They're keeping the chain markers moving, maintaining possession as they have the ball out to their 47 now. First and 10 and no score.
Dickey is 5 for 6 right now at 87 yards.
In motion goes Odom. Torkelson takes the fake, and they swing it out to Vataha. There's that wide receiver screen. Nicely defensed by the Buccaneers. Number 54 coming over to make the hit, one of the outside linebackers, Richard Wood, a 3-time All-American at Southern California. There was a gain, however, on the play of 3 yards, almost 4, make it second down and 6.
Good reaction by the defensive team of Tampa, getting back out into that screen. Richard Wood, an outstanding linebacker with good quickness.
Packers' first possession into 68 yards, only to miss a 31-yard field goal, and now they're driving into the Tampa Bay defense again, a straight power run, as the big fullback Barty Smith, who leads the Packers in both receiving and in rushing, Goes right ahead behind the right side of his offensive line. Mel Jackson and Larry McCarron opened it up. Packers have injury problems. Dick Himes, normally the right tackle, is hurt right now. Greg Cook is in there. He's going to be a great one, they say. The Packers' number 2 draft choice out of Arkansas. They're very pleased with him. Now they're going with 2 tight ends, Green Bay. On 3rd and 2, Axon is in along with Rich McGeorge. In motion goes Odom. Second back through and running hard is Torkelson. Ooh, he got the head-on hit, but he got the first down. Eric Torkelson, a slashing runner out of Connecticut, comes off tackle and gets the first down for Green Bay, and the Packers now have the ball down to the 42-yard line of Tampa Bay.
Good outstanding line play that time by the Green Bay Packers, actually taking the play to the Bucs, moving them out. Torkelson picking the hole, picking up the first down.
So the Packers break the huddle now. Wide to the left goes Odom. Wide to the right goes Vataha. Deep back in the I set is Torkelson. Packers putting a lot of motion at the Tampa Bay defense. That time they go right at the Buccaneers. There's not much there. Tampa Bay's front 3 plays the run very well. Dave Pear, a former Baltimore Colt, number 76, is the guy who made the hit. He's an incredible physical specimen. He first showed up here at Tampa Bay. They were going through weight training, and he pressed 350 pounds 17 times in a row, and then did 30 chin-ups.
That helps if he can play football. That's right.
Glenn Dickey takes a look. Here comes Leroy Selwyn. Dickey swings it out to Rich McGeorge, and the big guy from Elon College crashes down to the 33-yard line. Richard Wood knocked him down. I'll tell you one thing, there's some guys hitting each other out there.
Well, they mean business this afternoon. Both teams would love to win this football game. Unfortunately, they both can't. One of them will have a win by the end of the season. This was a screen to the tight end. Watch Dickey as he hesitates, drawing the defense in on him. You see McGeorge going out, getting behind his offensive blockers and picking up some good yardage.
Packer offense, except for the one mistake when they had trouble with a pitch back on a 3rd down close to the Tampa Bay goal line, has looked very effective today. An excellent passing game, a lot of motion in the offense. There is another run as Torkelson cuts off right tackle. And Torkelson knocks it down close to the 30-yard line, and he has another Green Bay first down. The Packers have not had good statistics converting 3rd downs, but they're moving on a good Tampa Bay defense. After the Washington Redskins came in here and beat Tampa Bay 10-0, Dyron Talbert of the Redskins said that is a championship defense they have down there at Tampa.
There we take a look at John McKay looking on, drinking a little Coca-Cola down there, wondering where his defensive football team is going to be able to stop Green Bay today.
John McKay somewhat under the gun here. Some fan polls that have been taken by newspapers and radio stations have not been very complimentary of McKay, as you would expect they would not be after losing 19 straight games. And now the Tampa Bay defense comes in and gets the sack as they shot a linebacker, and coming in to make the play was Paul Harris along with Dave Lewis.
Little play action pass by Len Dickey, faking the fullback, going back. The defensive secondary doing a real fine job, not letting anyone open very, very quickly. As you see the rush on Glenn Dickey, who goes down in a foul. And I believe he hurt himself a little on that one. He's walking off the side of the field right now, and then we have official timeout.
Glenn Dickey has been the Packers quarterback all the way this season. Of course, he is backed up by a first-year player out of Furman, David Whitehurst, who Bart Starr thinks very highly of, an 8th-round draft choice. Starr doesn't think you have to come in the first couple rounds to be a good quarterback in this league. He came in the 17th, and you didn't come in any round, John Unitas.
Wait a minute now.
Both in the Hall of Fame. You weren't drafted, were you?
Well, I certainly was. Number 9 by Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you see how much you know, Cricky?
But they cut you, though.
Well, certainly. I came from the Sandlot.
The famous story, was it really a 40-cent phone call?
40-cent phone call? Right, and I had to pay for it, too.
All right, it's still a 0-0 game here at Tampa Bay. We'll be back in a moment. Fine.
Good. What down we get?
Selman,
and
63,
19.
the right end.
Let's watch some line play. Get on Conquer. What's number 79?
Yeah, that's a matchup, isn't it?
Mark Concar, yeah. Yeah, he's playing on Selman.
Who is that 48? We got to find out who 48 is. The Packer announcers don't know. Nathan Simpson. You sure his name is Nathan? I don't think it's Nathan. Okay. Well, I got some winners here at Tampa Bay.
They're all winners. All winners. Look at that. No wonder Earl Flynn likes to play in the Pirates.
2nd and 19, and David Whitehurst is in at quarterback now, and Barty Smith has chopped down. That was Leroy Selman. Number 63, as Lynn Dickey, who's thrown very effectively, was shaken up. Hit very hard a bit earlier. He walked off under his own power, but Bart Starr is elected to go with his backup quarterback, David Whitehurst, the rookie out of Furman. They like everything about Whitehurst. He's got good size, 6'2", 208 pounds. He's a good runner, strong arm, quick learner. I think he's going to be a player, and right now he's got to come in and fill the breach. As Dickey is out, we don't know for how long in this scoreless first quarter. Packers have a 3rd and 19 coming up. Whitehurst goes to the draw, and Torkelson rips it open. A big play for Green Bay, and Torkelson is going to be a couple of yards short of a first down. So on 3rd and 19, the Pack goes to the draw, and Eric Torkelson had a big road to go on.
Fine call by the bench of the Packers, expecting a pass. The Bucks were way back deep. As you see, Torkelson taking the draw, good blocking up front by his offensive line, picks up enough for a first down. Excellent call, excellent choice of plays.
Now another Packers off the field shaken up. Greg Cook has just gone out. Knutson, the normal left guard, is not starting today. Bob Kolakowski's in his stead. He's shaken up. And now, as the Packers come up with a 4th and 2 play when we return, the first quarter has come to an end. No score here at Tampa Bay.
Make the first down.
Now Chester Marco's on the field for his 2nd field goal attempt. This time he'll have the wind at his back. It is a gusting wind, some swirl to it. The flag right now isn't about that much. So the wind has died down. It'll be a 40-yard attempt. He missed from 31 yards out, shooting the other way earlier. Now as we open the 2nd quarter, Marco looks to break this scoreless tie. He's got enough distance. Chester Marco puts up 3 points, and the Green Bay Packers take the lead 3-0. A 40-yard field goal by Chester Marco as the Green Bay Packers move 58 yards in 15 plays. They possessed the ball for 7 minutes and 40 seconds, so they're doing on offense what they want to do, and they have the lead. Are we going to New York? With Johnny Unitas, this is Don Criqui back at Tampa Bay, Florida. Chester Markall has just put up the first points of the game on the opening play of the second quarter, a 40-yard field goal. Now he kicks off, hits it low. The ball is squibbed downfield. Coming over to pick it up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Isaac Haggins, and the Green Bay Packers sweep him under at about the 20. We don't have a report yet on Lynn Dickey, who was shaken up, walked off the field, seemingly with no problem, but apparently took a hard rep on the head, and Bart Starr wanted to sit him down for a while. And David Whitehurst, the rookie, came in to quarterback the Packers and set up their first points of the game. The big play in that drive, of course, was the draw play on 3rd and 19. Eric Torkelson ripping off a 17-yard gainer to set up the field goal by Mark Hall. Ricky Bell is now in the game. Ricky Bell breaking off across the 25 and out to the 30, and Ricky Bell has knocked down a pickup of almost 10 yards. Willie Buchanan cut him down. There is Bell from Southern California. 6'2", 218 pounds. He's got the speed of a breakaway runner, and he can run right over you.
Good play by the Bucs. Excellent blocking at the point of attack, and you see Bell picking a hole very, very good. He's a very, very strong runner. From his waist down, he has tremendously large legs. A really good leg drive.
Gained almost 3,700 yards in 4 seasons at USC in the Pac-8. Now, Huff takes a look. Here's the big rush, and the Packers knock down Gary Huff all the way back at the 20. Clarence Williams coming in from the left tackle, called on the start there with the injury to Dave Roller, and down goes Gary Huff, and the boos start to carry him off the cavernous stadium here, Tampa Bay, a crowd of about 50,000. This team has been averaging 58,700 per game. Considering they haven't won a ball game, that's pretty remarkable.
It's Clarence Williams' first start as a defensive tackle. He came in last week for Dave Roller, made a few good stops and 1 or 2 sacks of the quarterback.
Now penalty markers go down as on long yardage. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers go to the draw play. Running with the football was Ed Williams, big fullback, 240-pounder out of Langston College. Williams knocked him down, but there are 3 penalty markers down.
Well, we just have to wait and see. It probably looked like a holding penalty or something in that offensive line of the Bucs. That's what it was. Offside nullifying penalties. A holding penalty by the Bucs, and offside penalty of Packers.
Holding, number 79, offense, offsides, defense. They lined up, offsides, offset, second down.
Steve Wilson, number 79, the left guard, is called for the hold, and so we'll have second down coming up and 19. Packers takes the down. It is 3-0 Green Bay. Running with the ball and not very far is Ricky Bell. Looking to move into the middle of the Packer defense. They close it right down, John.
Good defensive play by the Packers. When Huff was tackled last time, that was the first time he's been tackled for a couple of ball games. Last week he was not tackled at all while attempting to pass. And really it's the first time that Tampa has not had its quarterback stumped during the season. So their offensive line doing a fine job for them all last week, and so far so good today.
We'll be updating scores from around the NFL and after this play, as we have 3rd and long coming up now. The Packers going with 5 defensive backs as Huff drops to throw. Gets some time, triggers it out, and it's too high for Ed Williams. And so, Tampa Bay's offense comes up short, and they'll have to punt the ball back to Green Bay with the Packers in the lead 3-0. Cincinnati and Denver are tied 7-7 in the first quarter at Cincinnati. Pete Johnson on a run for the Bengals to lead it off. John Keywood scored for Denver. Seattle leads Miami down at the Orange Bowl 3-0 on a John Lightpole field goal in the first quarter. Washington leads the Giants 3-0 on a first quarter field goal by Mark Mosley. And Buffalo leads Cleveland 7-0 in the first quarter. Joe Ferguson to Reuben Gant. Right now, Oakland is just leading the New York Jets 14-13. High scoring game. They are in the first quarter at New York. Johnny Gray looks for room to run, and down goes Johnny Gray at about the 31-yard line. So the Packers, who've had a drive from their own area of the field on each possession, are ready to do that again now as they send their offensive unit out. We'll see if Lynn Dickey comes in. He is not. Whitehurst is still in the game. So we have a timeout with the score Green Bay 3 and Tampa Bay nothing.
Well, let's go with Rich McGeorge on his first play, all right? See what he does.
Get this filled with ice, will you please? Just ice. Thank you.
It's 10:30 Central Time, right? Next Friday night at 10:30 Central Time, you'll see a rematch of the two teams that went after it for the NBA championship last spring. The Philadelphia 76ers with Julius Erving leading the way against Bill Walton and the Portland Trail Blazers. That Friday night at 10:30 Central Time here on CBS NBA Basketball. It is 1st and 10 for the Green Bay Packers in the second quarter. They lead the game 3-0. 12:49 to play in the first half. Don Criqui with Johnny Unitas from Tampa, Florida. The Packers have Lynn Dickey back in at quarterback now. During the timeout, he came back on the field after being shaken up earlier. He goes to the run on first down, and the Packers make it work. As they get ahead for 4 yards, that makes it 2nd down and 6, and that gives Dickey some nice options.
Green Bay has been mixing the pass and the run on first down, which is a great throwing down. Doing that, keeping the defense off balance, not knowing whether to go with a run or for the pass-type defense, and it's been working very, very well for them.
You like to throw on first down, John?
I've always felt the first down was the easiest one to throw on. When you have to get back in there and throw it when it's 3rd and 16, and you got 15 guys back, that makes it a little difficult.
Eric Torkelson takes a very hard hit from Jarris White. The left cornerback, Dave Pear, the middle guard, was the lead tackler on the play. A short gain. It brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go for the first down for Green Bay. Actually, a little less than 3. The ball is out to the Packers' 39-yard line. Green Bay leading it on a 40-yard Chester Markall field goal to open up the second quarter. That's all the points we have up so far. Packers have controlled the ball throughout the first half. The Taha comes wide to the left as Lynn Dickey takes a look downfield. The big rush, and down goes Lynn Dickey. Coming on the blitz was Cecil Johnson, a rookie linebacker out of Pittsburgh, 56. He was coming on a blitz, and nobody touched him.
I'll tell you what. Somebody ought to get out there and do something for him. Someone blew an assignment there somewhere, a back or an offensive man. You see that offensive man coming out of that backfield should have taken a piece out of that linebacker because he just took a piece out of the quarterback. Cecil Johnson, number 56, and brother, I can tell you that hurts.
Hey, when did he lose the quarterback real quick with that? With blitzing linebacker, nobody touches him coming from the blind side. David Beverly punts and gets off an excellent punt, a long spiral. It drives Isaac Haggins back to his 10. A penalty marker's down as Haggins turns the corner and is hit and driven back on a picture tackle. Coming down to make the hit for Green Bay on the play was Andra Thompson, number 43. But there is a penalty marker down.
Beverly hit that one well, and he's the leading punter in the NFC with a 42.52-yard average. So that could add to it, unless it's a penalty against the Packers.
Penalty on the play.
Looks like it might be a clip because the Buccaneers are falling back.
That was a 61-yard kick in the air. Beautifully done.
Very unusual wind currents as you look across high above the stadium. Across from us, the American flag is not blowing at all, and yet you can feel gusting winds. And at the other end of the field, we see a flag straight out. We're currently going to have offsetting penalties here, Johnny, and we're going to bring it back, and Beverly will have to try it again. So a 61-yard punt by David Beverly is negated. Now the Dolphins have gone in front of Seattle 7-3. In the second quarter, Bob Greasy threw to Nat Moore for a touchdown from 12 yards out.
Those glasses certainly have helped Bob Greasy, haven't they?
Coach Schuler,
Personal foul, 77 clip on the run back. Decline. Illegal cut. before the ball was kicked on the defense, accepted, first down.
A very good explanation of the rules.
Guy knows his rule book, doesn't he? They all do. So we have offsetting penalties. Packers come out now. The crowd starts to boo as the Packers have a first down at their 35-yard line. Marty Smith and Eric Torkelson in. Penalty goes against Tampa Bay as Torkelson turns the corner and is knocked down at the 37-yard line, a pickup of only 2.
Torkelson and Smith, very good runners, and not real fast, but you know, the heavy-duty type runner, over-tackle type stuff, and they do a real fine job with it. And that's the type of runners Bart Starr likes to have back there in that backfield.
So the ball will be at Green Bay's 37-yard line. The Packers lead the game 3-0. Marty Smith is in the backfield now, along with Nate Simpson, number 48. Here's Ollie Smith in motion. Lynn Dickey takes a look on 2nd and 8, gets it away, and tries to get it over the middle to Simpson, who was cutting in, trying to beat the linebackers. You see the ball comes in low. It's 3rd and 8, and so now you'll see Mr. Selman and his friends tee off.
Dickey hurried that ball a little bit. One of the defensive linemen came free in there, and he wanted to get rid of it before he took another shot. And as you saw, the results of it was thrown into the ground.
Dickey has not been intercepted today, but he is tied for the NFC lead in that area with Ron Jaworski of the Eagles with 10. Believe it or not, Ken Stabler is the leader after throwing 7 last week. Many of them not his fault. He's got 12 for the season. Dickey gets time. He better hurry. And Dickey meets Mr. Leroy Selman. But Dickey certainly had time to get the ball away. You can credit the Tampa Bay pass coverage for that sack, because they held off Selman. Finally, if you leave him 5 seconds, he's going to get you.
Let's take a look at Selman coming in right here.
Against Konkar.
On Konkar, who's going to be a fine offensive tackle. Here you see the strength of Selman as he took Konkar back and then just kind of flipped him over, came back up underneath to get Dickey.
Fairness to Konkar, he did his job.
He was in front of him. The defensive secondary is the one who caused that one. They had fine coverage on the receivers downfield.
Now here's Beverly to punt again. Gets it off, not that deep this time. Isaac Haggins at the 19-yard line. Looks for blockers, and he is picked off from behind. A good play for the Packers. Coming up on the coverage was Terry Randolph, number 23. Bueno was also down. And so Tampa Bay goes on offense 1st and 10. We have 9:51 to play in the first half here at Tampa. And the score remains the Green Bay Packers 3, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers nothing.
Baltimore score yet?
Fine.
Yeah, I guess who's Bell? Go with Ricky Bell if he's in there. Yeah, let's see what he does.
He's in there. Be very careful not to get these things wet. Keep the glasses out the hell out of here. I don't want these things wet.
Penalty.
This is Don Criqui with Johnny Unitas back at Tampa, Florida. Next week, lots more regional action on National Football League coverage. Here on CBS, the Vikings and the Falcons tee it up in Atlanta. The Eagles go against the Redskins at Washington. The Packers and the Bears play next week. That's got to be one of the great rivalries in the history of this league. Detroit and Dallas. Los Angeles goes at New Orleans. And Tampa Bay goes out to San Francisco. Maybe nobody will win that one. Nobody's won between those two teams so far. Both 0-5. Green Bay is in the lead here in the second quarter, 3-0 on a Mark Hall field goal from 40 yards out. He missed one his first attempt, 31 yards out. Tampa Bay's not been close to a score. Good defense by the Packers as Ricky Bell tries to come wide. He's cut down by the free safety, Johnny Gray. Bell had a lot of injury problems last year, his senior year at USC, and he was hurt again this year.
There's a good look at Bell coming up. Lewis Carter on a very fine block to open a hole up for Ricky Bell as he picks up 4 yards.
So the Buccaneers come out with Gary Huff at quarterback. They've had a lot of problems at quarterback. Their starter, Mike Barilla, went out for the season with a knee injury in preseason play. Bell slanting back. Looked a little like O.J. the way he cut back, tucked that ball up high. About upper body strength. He gets out only to the 35-yard line. There it's going to be third down and a long 4. On the stop for the Green Bay Packers was Dave Purifori, the right tackle. Bart Starr, who quarterbacked 5 championship teams at Green Bay. And who now, along with our friend Mr. Unitas, is Canton, Ohio. Dan Pastorini has just thrown to Mike Barber from 5 yards out. And Houston leads Pittsburgh 7-0.
Houston means business this year, evidently.
All right. Got bushwhacked last week in their home arena, though, by Cleveland. Third and a long 4 for the Buccaneers. Jerry Huff gets some time, puts it up. Good coverage by the Packers. Oh, they're going to call it on M.C. McCoy. Are they going to call it on the wide receiver? Apparently they are. John McKay, the coach's son, 89, will get the official ruling. M.C. McCoy came right in as the ball was delivered. If it's against the defense, of course, it would be an automatic first down at the point of infraction, which is the 42-yard line of Tampa Bay. Apparently that's what it's going to be.
He's draped all over his back, as you can well see right there. And McKay has caught
Defense.
one
First
pass
down.
in each ball game so far since he's been here. He's a fine receiver, not very big. They don't have too big receivers, but he's got good moves, good quicknesses.
First back through, Ricky Bell meets headlong into Mike Butler, the big #1 draft choice out of Kansas. That didn't get a thing. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line of Tampa Bay. The clock is running in the second quarter. We have 8 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first half, and Green Bay continues to lead the game 3-0.
Green Bay again playing fine defensive football all season long. Really have kept the Green Bay team in most of these football games. The only team they really were outdone against was Minnesota. And so far this afternoon, they're playing extremely well.
Jerry Huff has the highest interception rate of any quarterback in the NFC, as Lewis Carter, a running back out of Maryland, number 32, runs with the ball, and not very far again as the Packers again close down the run. Clarence Williams ran him down, and so we have third down and 11 coming up for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you can't fault Gary Huff for having a low passing completion percentage throwing from this kind of.
Well, they're not. They're doing a. They're not mixing it up really enough just yet, but I'm sure they'll get to it.
Tomorrow night on CBS, the Bing Crosby special. As on 3rd and 11, the ball is fired out in the flat. It is incomplete. Good coverage afforded again. Coming up to make the play from the Green Bay secondary was Terry Randolph, as the Packers were in a 5 defensive back formation. Lewis Carter swinging out of the backfield, and so the Tampa Bay offense comes up short again. And they'll have to punt the football back to the Packers. Packers have dominated the game offensively. They've gone up and down the field their first 2 possessions, missed a field goal the first time they had the ball, then hit one from 40 yards, but their time of possession has been very dominant in the game, although they only lead 3-0. Johnny Gray is back deep now for the Packers, standing at his 19-yard line. Dave Green hits the ball at his 33, a poor punt, a line drive. This will come back at Tampa Bay. Gray fields it on the run, and Johnny Gray breaks across the 40. And he's not done yet as he's all the way out to midfield. So the Packers start out this drive with their best opening field position of the game so far, with 6:57 to play in the first half. Lynn Dickey and the Packer offense comes back out on the field, looking to move the ball again with that very diverse offense they've displayed so far.
let's go home. No, not really. Nobody's doing anything on it. You want to get some line play, let's put it on 29 and Selman. 79 Concar and Selman to get some line play in there, see what they're doing.
This is Saturday, November 5. We're calling it Championship Saturday. On November 5th here on CBS, you'll see a great lineup of events, starting off with the televised finals live from Mission Hills, California, of the Championship of Women's Tennis. 8 of the top 10 women will compete, including Chris Evert, the 1977 U.S. Open champion, Virginia Way, the 1977 Wimbledon champion. Then you'll see the World Middleweight Boxing Championship, Rodrigo Valdez versus Benny Briscoe. Both those fighters are accorded championship holdings by different rating services, the WBC and the WBA. And you'll also see one of the big horse races of the year, the Laurel International, live from Laurel Racetrack in Maryland. Some of the top thoroughbreds from around the world matched up in that one. Lynn Dickey, home run ball, going long. Odom is out there. It's intercepted. The ball was thrown very long and very deep, but Mike Washington, a second-year cornerback out of Alabama, an All-American for Bear Bryant, went up in the air higher than Odom did and came down with a football.
Ball was thrown very poorly by Dickey. He turned around, looked one way, and came back. Let's take a look at Dickey as he goes back, sets up, he pumps to his right, and then just hauls off and throws as far as he can. His offensive man had no one beaten, and the Tampa Bay comes up with their 9th interception of the season.
In fact, it's worked out like a good punt for Green Bay, though, as Tampa Bay starting out at their own 12. They've not moved the football at all. This time they do, as Jimmy DeBose rips it out, running to the inside, then dancing back outside, and he moves his way out to the 20-yard line, a pickup of 8 yards. On a tackle for Green Bay on the play was Willie Buchanan, number 28.
Some good offensive line play by the Bucks down there that time, opening up the hole for Du Bois as he came out and picked up some good yardage. And now the offensive line is starting to move the Packers back a little.
Washington now leads the Giants 6-0 in the second quarter. Philadelphia leads Dallas 7-0 on a Ron Jaworski touchdown pass. Miami's out in front of Seattle 14-3 in the second quarter as Ed Williams gets the call, and he is quickly knocked down by Clarence Williams. But he got the first down. A short gainer, but it's good for first down yardage for Tampa Bay, and they haven't had many of those.
They sure haven't. Williams is a fine runner. He's also an excellent blocker, along with Ricky Bell when he's in there. He really puts some pressure on the people when he does a lot of blocking on the linebackers and the defensive ends.
It is first down and 10 for Tampa Bay. Gary Huff, the quarterback. Second back through, running very high with the football is Ricky Bell. Bell has that great acceleration like all the big power backs do that are good ones. Hit, and then he just blasts his way right through it and opens it up like a sprinter. Watch him go. This guy is some football player.
Big back, just following his offensive lineman. Also Williams in there, who's blocking in front of him, picking his hole very, very well. Playing that I formation gives you a little bit more time to pick out the hole because you are sitting fairly deep.
Bell has now gained 16 yards in 5 carries. Tries to go wide. Nice defensive play by the Green Bay Packers. Coming up to make the play was Steve Luke, the strong safety out of Ohio State.
Darrell Carlton, number 70, out in front of him that time, threw a fine block.
There is the score on the Pastorini touchdown pass. Houston leading the Steelers 7-0 at Pittsburgh. Houston's the only team in the AFC Central Division that's beaten the Steelers at Pittsburgh in a long, long time. Right now they're out in front again. 3-way tie for that divisional lead. 3 clubs with 3-2 records. Houston, Cleveland, and the Steelers. Handoff. Bell gets an open gate on third down and short yardage. He gets ahead for a first down. Tom Conner hit him hard. Bell has taken some hard licks from the Green Bay Packers, but Ricky Bell is getting the money yards as they move the ball out now.
On that particular play, Carlton, number 70, took Clarence Williams and put him up in the cheap seats. He didn't even get to smell the ball carrier as he was going by. Very fine block by Carlton, number 70, who has just come in, has been in the ball game to start, but is replacing one of the injured offensive tackles for the Bucs.
1st and 10. Huff tried to swing the ball out to Anthony Davis. You saw that was a misfire. Draws some boos and stops the clock with 3:43 left to play in the first half. Packers lead the game 3-0 on a 40-yard field goal in the opening play of the second quarter by Chester Marcall.
He just shouldn't miss those kind of passes. He had Anthony out there. It was just over top of his head, whether Anthony lost sight of the ball or what, but it was there.
2nd down and 10. Packer front 4. Looking for the pass. They go to the run to Ricky Bell. Breaks 2 tackles. Bell almost lost the football as he cut back and got very little. Ended up with only about a yard or 2 as the Packer ends turned him inside. Buffalo now leads Cleveland 7-3 as Don Cockcroft has put the first points up on a field goal for the Browns from 41 yards out. And there is a first quarter score as Oakland is giving up a lot of points in the last 2 weeks. 14-13. 3rd and 7 coming up for Tampa Bay. 5 defensive backs in for the Packers. Green Bay leading 3-0 late in the second quarter. Gary Huff takes a look. Here comes the linebacker blitz. Huff running for his life. 2 Packers knocked each other off the play. And the pass is completed. Ricky Bell makes the reception across midfield and gets the ball down to the 39-yard line. Just as 2 Packers were closing in to hammer Gary Huff, they crossed paths and Dave Purifori was knocked down hard by one of his own men. Looked like Clarence Williams inadvertently blocked him off.
Let's watch the rush by the Packers right here. As you see both men knock each other off. There's the throw by Huff, who throws back off of his back, put various forces together over top of the linebacker. Ricky Bell picks it up. That is the second first down for Tampa by way of the pass.
I'm sure, Johnny, that Gary Huff saw those 2 Packers closing in on him and nobody to block him. Must have wondered what happened. He was waiting to get hit.
They ran into each other down. That's what happened to them.
2:50 to go now as the Bucs have their best drive going. Running high with the ball is Anthony Davis. And he gets ahead inside the 35-yard line. A gain of 5 yards. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting all their running yardage, moving the ball out to the right side. The right side of their offensive line has Dana Nafziger as the tight end. He's out of Cal Poly. Jeff Winans, another USC player, is alternating at one of the guard positions. Medlin and Carlton, the former Miami Dolphin, number 70, the right tackle, is blocking well for Tampa Bay.
Anthony Davis on that short run that time. Last week was the leading runner for them at 83 yards against the Seahawks. And now that's most ever by a Buccaneer player. So just about anything he does from here on out, he'll be setting some type of records.
Jim Turner just hit a 41-yard field goal for Denver, so the Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals are tied 10-10. They're in the second quarter at Cincinnati. So right now we have a timeout with no score on the board. The Green Bay Packers defensive unit being pressured now as Tampa Bay is starting to move the football on the run. This drive started at the Tampa Bay 12.